up, everybody? This is Nightwing2303 from kicksoncourt.com. Today we're going to be going over part one of 3 parts actually for the year-end kind of roundup. I usually do this once a year. At the end of every year I'll have a top performance list for that year. Last year I did it by like a breakdown by position, and the year before it was just a simple like top 10. So this year I'm going to do 3 different videos. One's going to be a top 10, the other one's going to be a top performance shoes by their positions, and then this one is going to be by price grade or price ranges. So yeah, so this is the first installment, and then I'll post the other 2 later on. And any of the shoes that I do not have either easily accessible or I've just given them away completely, I'm just gonna like overlay footage and stuff over what I have. But if I have the shoe like somewhere right here, like close by to me, I'll grab that and use that as a reference while I'm talking about it, if any of these shoes are on that list. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the first ones that we're going to be going over is the lower price range. So anything from 110 or less. These are the top 3 in my opinion. I'm going to be choosing 3. Some of them might be tied, just to kind of keep everybody's options at a minimal. So the third spot is actually a tie. We have the Peak TP9s, or the Team Lightnings, and also the Nike HYPERFUSE 2013. They're very similar in my opinion. I think that the Peaks have much better cushion overall, but both shoes retailed right around that 110 range, both of which can probably be found for less than retail, especially with given time, the HYPERFUSE especially. So yeah, the HYPERFUSE and the TP9, both of them are very well rounded, both have great traction, great fits, lockdown, support, and all that kind of good stuff. The only thing is, again, the TP9's got better cushion. The HYPERFUSE insole swap might be like required or suggested. So the second spot is actually another tie. It's between 2 Adidas models. The first one is the Rose 7732, and the second one is a retro actually. It's the Adidas Crazy 97, also known as the EQT Elevation. The reason why these 2 are tied, again, just like the number 3 spot, they're very similar as far as their overall attributes go: lockdown, fit, traction, support, all that kind of good stuff. Both of which, though, are 2 totally different renditions of minimal setups with great range of motion. So the Rose 7732 has that next gen pure motion, which is phenomenal, and the traction that they use is also phenomenal, but great for indoor use. Now the Adidas Crazy 97 has that old school feet you wear setup, so it's a little bit kind of like outdated, I guess, but still works just fine. And then the traction on those things are beasts, indoors or outdoors. So that's one of those good shoes where it's like a really good bang for your buck. I think it was like $100, $110, something like that, and something that you can use easily indoor or outdoor, no problem. I think that's a pretty good purchase. So the number 1 spot for this lower end price range is the Nike Air Max Stutter Step. It's not only the cheapest out of all of the shoes, like not only did they retail for like $90, but you can find these things for $40. So it's not only the cheapest, but also the most well-rounded. Again, just like the Adidas Crazy 97, you'll be able to use those things indoor or outdoor, no problem. The traction is great. Cushion, again, kind of like the HYPERFUSE, not the best cushion, but I mean, hey, we're talking about lower end price models, so you're going to be sacrificing something, so there's going to be some sort of tech not included with these sneakers, and that just happens to be it. The good thing is that insoles are everywhere. You can go to finishline.com. They have like, if you just like type in the search bar insole, you're gonna like hundreds of them. There's tons of them to choose from. So that pretty much takes care of everything for the lower end price models. So let's go ahead and go to the next round, and this is from the 120 range up to the 150 range. So at my number 3 spot, it's actually the Kobe 8. This is the Elite, this is the regular version. Same exact performance with both of them, so if you can find the Elite for this kind of price range, 150-ish, I think it's 140. But if you can find them for that price range, then I would go for it. There really is no legitimate performance difference. There's just a couple material differences, and personally it just didn't make much of a difference to warrant like a $200 price tag versus the initial 140. But basically, these guys are a really good low-top basketball shoe, probably one of the better ones on the market. You have engineered mesh upper, which is lightweight and fairly durable. It's reinforced with fuse, so you're not running with a mesh shoe. It's got some reinforcement there. You have full-length Lunar, which is their best feature in my opinion. This is one of my most favorite like cushion setups as far as foam goes, and it's full length, so that's definitely a plus. And then you also have that really great traction pattern. This is specifically for indoors. If you use these outdoors, just expect them to get worn down really, really quickly. Alright, so the number 2 spot, again, tied just like last round. This one just doesn't have as many ties. So, but these two shoes are like, it's really hard for me to pick which one is better than the next, so that's why they're in here together. And that is the Adidas Rose 4 and the Jordan CP3.7. This is about $140, and then this one is $120, $125. So if you're just talking about, you know, prices, the fact that they're tied, if you're on a budget, obviously you'd go for the lesser priced model. So as far as our actual performance features go, like if you have a $150 budget and you can buy either one of these, I do feel that traction on both is amazing. As far as outdoor use, I'd probably go with the Rose over the CP3s. As far as cushion goes, CP3's got it. As far as mobility, range of motion, all that stuff, these guys got it here because of that next-gen Pure Motion outsole. But then at the same time, these guys have greater ankle mobility, being that they're kind of a cross between a mid and a low. As far as materials go, this particular colorway, I just happen to like the materials, but this one, bar none, leather is awesome. So I love this shoe. This is built like a 90s shoe, but with like kind of modern tech wrapped up in it. So, but yeah, these guys are tied. Again, if you're strictly on a budget, obviously go for the lesser price of the two. Since they are tied, that means that they are both equally as good in performance. One of them is just obviously lesser priced than the other. So the number 1 spot is the Under Armour ANATOMIX Spawn. These guys are at the base level of the price range. They start at $119, roughly $120. You can get them for even less now. I do still have my pair, I just don't know where they are, which sounds really bad, but my room is a little bit like chaos right now. You can see this side's clean, but that side's not. But basically, the Spawn is the number 1 in this price range kind of category, just because it is literally like one of the most well-rounded in all attributes kind of shoes that I've ever tested. So everything from the traction all the way to the support, ventilation included, everything is like really, really solid on this shoe. I personally haven't experienced that up until this shoe, which is kind of weird, especially seeing as how I've been playing in basketball shoes for a long time, ever since I was like 12, 13. So for it to take that long to have a shoe this well rounded, like that's pretty crazy. And it came from Under Armour, and they come under $150 at $119, and you can get them for on sale for $99 or less plus coupons. Mind blown. Alright guys, so this is the last round. This is for the high-end performance models. This is for the really expensive stuff. So anything from $160 all the way up to $250. So the number 2 spot, since there's no third because there's not that many shoes that actually retail for, you know, above $200, goes to the LeBron 11. This thing is decked out with everything that you can think of. Anything that Nike had, they basically put in this shoe. They made it work as well. Might not work for LeBron, but it works for me, and it works for a number of other basketball players as well, both NBA level, collegiate level, high school level, and all that stuff. So don't let the fact that LeBron, his feet are messed up or whatever, that he can't wear them, fool you. This is actually a really good shoe. It's got, you know, Foamposite, HYPERFUSE, it's got Flywire, it's got Lunarlon, it's got full-length Zoom. These things are just incredible. So these guys here retail at $200, so that actually makes this the lowest price within this category, which is kind of stupid, because this is like a really expensive shoe. So if you're balling like that and you can afford something like this, then go for it. If you can't, but you still want the best performance, you can get it here with the LeBron 11. It'll just set you back $200. Alright guys, so there's only one more shoe left, and that obviously goes to the most expensive basketball shoe of this year, and that is the Air Jordan 28. Now, this guy here is an incredible sneaker. These things are just, they're phenomenal. It's crazy that they retail for $250. I'll tell you that right now. However, the reason being was because of this material here, this shroud. This is actually a licensed product, and so Jordan Brand has to pay licensing fees just to use it, sell it, and all that stuff. So, which is why the SE it's incredibly cheaper. Speaking of the SE, here it is. Why wasn't it on the lower price list from the 120 to 150 range? Simple. It's just because the Air Jordan 28 is that good and it's on the higher price list, so it'd be a no-brainer that if you can get this one for 150, then yeah, it'd be a good buy basically. So it's one of those things that just probably shouldn't need to be said. It's kind of common sense. But what you're going to be getting with this guy here is some of the best traction available, the best use of Zoom Air of all time. I don't care what anybody says. Like, this is incredible. It does come with its faults. It has popped on people because of the way that it's placed. It should be turned around the way that it is on the Superfly 2. But that doesn't mean that it is a bad shoe. It just means that there's some issues there, and they're probably going to be working with that with this flight plate system for the next season or two. So I would expect, at least I would hope, that they're going to be even making this even better for next year and their next round of performance models. Alright guys, so that takes care of everything from this type of top list of 2013. This is basically the best shoes, in my opinion, within those price ranges. So from the $100, $110 and less, from the 120 to 150 range, and then also the 160 up to the 250 range. So gives you quite a few different options at decent price points, in all categories and everything. So hopefully this is going to help you out. Basically pick a shoe, and like I said, if you need anything else, you can always go to my site, kicksoncourt.com. Thank you guys again. Stay tuned for the next stuff though. I'm going to have another one for positions, and then I'm going to have the last one be the top 10 overall. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all your support, and until next time guys, have a good one.